Madam, just
this is on, right? Testing. Can you guys hear?
नमो तस्य भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। नमो बुद्धाय। एक सेकंड आओ। प्लीज। Respected Venerable Bhikkhu Paññākāra, Chief Guest Venerable Paññākāra, Aloka, the Messenger of Humanity and Peace, Venerable Ratnaguna Thero, Venerable Piyadhamma Thero, Venerable Supalaka, Sri Honorable Vice Chancellor, Venerable Professor W.D. Negi sir, although he is out of station, but closely guided for the successful organization of this auspicious teaching. He was very delighted to know about the teachings on peace by Venerable Paññākāra in the Institute campus. Our guide and guardian, the Registrar of the Institute, Dr. Sudhir Chandran, and distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, and officials of the Institute, dear students, media persons, and ladies and gentlemen. A very warm and cordial welcome to all of you to this special teaching organized by CITS Sarnath Varanasi. Indeed, it's a matter of great joy and privilege for us to welcome Venerable Paññākāra, whose life and teachings are dedicated to the dissemination of Buddha's message of universal peace, harmony, wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. Sarnath, the sacred land where Lord Buddha delivered his first sermon, has been a beacon of knowledge and spiritual awakening for centuries. And CITS Sarnath is also established to nurture and propagate the message of Buddhas in contemporary world. In this holy atmosphere, today's program provides a valuable opportunity for all of us to deepen our understanding of Dhamma and its relevance in the contemporary life. ये ऐसा एक दुर्लभ अवसर है जब हम अपनी बुद्ध धर्म की जो मूल शिक्षाएं हैं उनके प्रति अपने ज्ञान को और पुष्ट कर सकते हैं, अपने जीवन में और बेहतर तरीके से उसको उतार सकते हैं, क्योंकि आज हमारे सामने इस धर्म के जीवित स्वरूप एक तरह से उसको पालन करने वाले, अपनी चर्या में धारण करने वाले लोग हमारे बीच पर उपस्थित हैं। तो इनसे हम प्रेरणा लेकर के अपने जीवन को और सुंदर बना सकते हैं। To mark the auspicious beginning of today's teaching, I request our distinguished guests on the dais to kindly proceed for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. This lamp is a symbol to enlighten our mind and dwell us from darkness of ignorance to the light of wisdom, that is Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekha. Please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Venerable. Now to invoke the blessings for the successful conduct of today's teaching. And now I request Venerable Dava Sherpa and his student to kindly recite the Mangala Charan in Sanskrit, Pali and Tibetan language. Dr. Dava Sherpa and his students. Sanskrit Mangala Charan, please.
Uttam Trilokyanatham Suravaranamitam Arasansaratinam Dhiram Gambhiryavantam Sagala Gunanidhim Dharmarajahabhishitam Krishna Mohanantakaram Kalikalushaharam Amalobadavandram Tam Vande Shakyasimham Pranamita Shirasa Sarvakalam Namami Sarvakalam Namami Vande Shri Vajrasattvam Bhuvadavara Gurum Sarvabuddham Bhavantam Nanarogam Jinendram Timirabhayaharam Nirmitam Mirushantam Dharmadaram Muninam Jinaguna Shubhadam Mandalam Vajradatum Sarvanandrikarupam Paramasukamayam Dehinamokshayedum Dehinamokshayedum Samgastrailokyabandhur Gunaganaниlayo Bodhicittaha Sucittaha Bodhishananda Siddho Vijita Kalimalo Erupo Niladanda Buddha Sarangaraju Vichita Gunagana Sarva Sattvanugambi Tursha Sarvartha Siddhim Dadatu Samarasa Mangalam Mangalam Bodhisattva.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swathato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko opanihiko paccattam vedi sabbo viññuhiti supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho uccupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sammīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho yedidam cattari purisa yugani artha purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho ahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttaram puññakhetam lokassaiti bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Thank you, Dr. Davasedba and friends for this serene and auspicious chanting. Now, in order to formally welcome our esteemed guest and gathering, I now invite respected Registrar of the Institute, Dr. Sunita Chandraman, to deliver the welcome address and also to brief about the history and presence of the Institute. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Namo Buddhaya. A very auspicious afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies and on behalf of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor W.D. Negi, sir, it is my absolute privilege and honor as the Registrar to welcome the Most Venerable Paññākāra Theroji, Most Venerable Ratan Guna Theroji, Most Venerable Piya Dhamma Theroji, Most Venerable Supalak Theroji, Mr. Rohan Samasenge, Mr. Ale, Miss Brooke, Mr. Andy, Miss Elizabeth, Mr. Jimmy, Mr. Bhandu, Miss Mary, Miss Shelley, and also our guest from the city, our Venerable R. Sumitananda Theroji, who is the in charge of Mahabodhi Society, and the entire Mahabodhi Sangh of Sarnath. I also take this privilege of welcoming the distinguished gathering here of Professor Harikesh Singh Ji, Controller of Examination, BHUC, Avdesh Kumar Ji, Director Intech, and many more distinguished faces sitting before me. I may miss the names, but please from my heart pardon me if I miss the names. I welcome all of you from the core of my heart. Distinguished members of the Global Peace Walk delegation, respected faculty members, staff, and dearest students. We are so honored to have, Honorable Sir, we are so honored to have this Global Peace Walk delegation, and I would please request the House to please show their appreciation by just putting a round of applause. I welcome the delegation of monks participating in the Global Peace Walk, accompanied by the symbolic peace ambassador, Aloka, whose presence beautifully reflects the universal values of compassion, friendship, and harmony among all living beings. I welcome you all to the Jivat Auditorium for an afternoon that promises to deeply enrich our minds and spirits. Today we gather under the banner of universal idea that lies at the very core of our institutional foundational philosophy, peace. We are profoundly blessed to have among us a personality whose life is a living testament to the transformative power of the Dhamma, Venerable Paññākāra, whose life is a remarkable narrative of modern renunciation, who once walked the halls of high-tech corporate world of an IT engineer in United States, having graduated from the University of Texas and worked with the tech giants like Motorola, yet recognizing that external material success cannot satisfy the deepest yearnings of human existence. He shows the noble path of the road. Your visit to this sacred land of Sarnath, where Lord Buddha first set in the motion of wheel of Dhamma, carries a deep spiritual significance. As a time when the world is confronted with conflict, environmental changes, social divisions, and growing anxiety among individuals and communities, your message of peace, compassion, non-violence, and universal responsibility is more relevant than ever before. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the presence of inner harmony and mindfulness. The Global Peace Walk serves as a powerful reminder that lasting peace begins within the individual and radiates outwards to our families, societies, nations, and ultimately to the entire world. The Central Institute of Central Higher Tibetan Studies, Sarnath, I would please like to take 2 minutes to introduce our institution and the objectives for which we are here. So the Central University of Higher Tibetan Studies, Sarnath, was established with a noble vision of preserving, promoting, and advancing the rich traditions of Tibetan Buddhist knowledge and Indian wisdom. Guided by the ideas of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, the Institute has been dedicated to fostering excellence in teaching, research, translation, and intercultural dialogue. Our mission is to integrate ancient wisdom with contemporary knowledge, nurturing values of compassion, ethical responsibility, critical inquiry, and service to humanity. As a unique center of higher learning, CHITS serves to build bridge between cultures, traditions, and academic disciplines for the benefit of present and future generations. The Global Peace Walk offers a valuable opportunity for the academic community of CHITS to engage directly with the living traditions of peace and compassion. It will enrich our intellectual discourse, inspire meaningful research on peace studies, ethics, environmental responsibility, and intercultural understanding, and strengthen our commitment to the ideas that lie at the heart of Buddhist philosophy and human civilization. For our young students, sir, your journey stands as a living lesson in perseverance, self-discipline, non-violence, and global citizenship. It encourages them to become ambassadors of peace, capable of addressing contemporary challenges with wisdom, empathy, and moral courage. For our institute, which stands as a global beacon of higher Tibetan and Buddhist studies, welcoming a Theravada master who has walked the sacred land both in East and West is of immense joy. His life proves that the ancient wisdom of Tipitaka is entirely alive and vibrant in this century too. Venerable Sir, we are deeply eager to listen to your reflections on peace today. Once again, I extend my sincere welcome to all the members of the Global Peace Delegation and each and every person in this auditorium, and I also wish this program to be a great success. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the warm words of welcome. Now, it's my privilege to invite Venerable Dr. Lokchan Pujyanegi Sarvinji to facilitate Venerable Paññākāra Theru
It's my turn.
and his accompanying monks with a traditional offering as a token of our respect and gratitude. That's lovely. Representing please facilitate Venerable Bhikkhu Paññākāra, the traditional offering of Kathak and Jiva. Thank you, sir. Please facilitate Venerable Paññākāra Theru with the please facilitate Venerable Priya Dhammo with the Kathak and Jiva. Please facilitate Venerable Stipalan.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our registrar, Dr. Sunita Chandra Madam, to honor Aloka, the messenger of kindness, harmony and peace. Please, ma'am. Thank you. Now, as a symbol of our gratitude and memory, we would also like to offer memento to all the dignitaries on the dais and their accompanying lay disciples. So I will call the name of the persons to present the memento and memory of the institute to the guests. First of all, I will call Professor Lokchan Tenjing sir. Professor Lokchan Tenjing sir, please offer memento to Venerable Bhikkhu Paññākāra sir. Yeah. Whatever Dr. Lokchan Doji Rablinji is requested to offer the memento to Venerable Paññākāra Theruji. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Venerable Bhikkhu sir. Now I request Dr. Dava Sirpa to please come forward to facilitate Venerable Pierre Dhammo. Thank you. Venerable Dr. Navan Galsundegi sir, please facilitate Venerable Supal. Now I request Dr. Umesh Chand Singh, Director of City, CHTS Sarnath Varanasi, to facilitate Mr. Rohan Samar Singh sir. Now from the lay disciples of Bhikkhu Paññākāra, Mr. I don't know, Mr. This is Ale. Mr. Ale. Ale. Oh, so please. Huh? Mr. Brooke, Miss Brooke, Andy, Miss Elizabeth, Jimmy, Pando, and Mary. Please.
Siri. Call Siri. You can go down. Zoom.
Thank you, Restaurant and Rabin sir, for felicitating the late disciples of Bhikkhu Paññākāra. Thank you. The guidance and vision of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Vanshu Negi sir, continues to inspire the academic and spiritual pursuits of our institution. As I submitted earlier, that he is closely monitoring this esteemed teaching program and is overwhelmed about the kind presence of Venerable Paññākāra Thero and companion monks, nuns, and lay disciples in the institute campus, along with Aloka, the messenger of harmony and peace. So now I request Mr. Deepankar Tripathi to read out the message of Honorable Vice Chancellor. Please, Deepankar Tripathi. He has sent a written message.
Namo Buddhaya. As the Honorable Vice Chancellor of this prestigious institution is out of station, he has wished and directed me to read out this text of his complete message before you. Therefore, I beg your indulgence. Most Venerable Ratnaguna Thero Ji, Most Venerable Paññākāra Thero Ji, revered Bhikkhu Sangha, invited dignitaries, registrar and other administrative officers of the institute, faculty members, staff, dear students, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and a matter of deep joy for our institute to welcome Most Venerable Paññākāra Thero. You are a Dhamma teacher, a respected scholar and a true messenger of peace. I am deeply sorry that I cannot be physically present with you today due to an urgent commitment outside the city. However, I am connected with all of you in spirit. Our institute works under the sacred guiding motto, Buddho Bhaveyam Jagato Hitaya. That means, I wish to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all living beings. Every day, our institution tries to follow this path. We dedicate our knowledge and resources to help humanity. I am very proud to see that our mission matches perfectly with the life's work of Venerable Paññākāra Thero. You have given your entire life to bring peace and happiness to all living beings. In today's fast-moving world, people face a lot of stress, anxiety, and conflict. Much of this suffering comes from blind competition and the hunger for material things. As greed distances us from our true nature, the timeless teachings of the Buddha become more urgent than ever. The answers to modern global problems lie in two main ideas, Majjhima Patipada, the middle path, and the Paticca dependent origination. Along with these teachings, practicing the four Brahma Viharas, that is Metta, loving kindness, Karuna, compassion, Mudita, joy for others, and Upekha, equanimity, helps us heal the human suffering. By understanding moderation, seeing how our actions affect others, and practicing these four qualities, humanity can truly change for the better. Venerable Paññākāra Thero has done incredible work for world peace using these Buddhist principles. I remember being deeply moved by the powerful peace walk he organized in the United States of America, which I followed closely through the news. It is also important to mention Aloka, the harmony and peace messenger who walked loyally by his side. Aloka's quiet companionship beautifully showed the true spirit of universal love and kindness toward all living creatures. Seeing this message of peace brought alive on global streets inspired me and millions of people around the world. Venerable Sir, we are deeply grateful to you for accepting our invitation to give this Dhamma talk today in our campus. Your presence honors us. I am certain that your deep wisdom will inspire our faculty, staff and students both here in the hall and those watching online to live with more compassion, mindfulness and purpose. I pray for the great success of this spiritual event and express my deepest respect and gratitude once again. With warm regards and blessings in the Dhamma, Professor Vanshu Negi, Vice Chancellor. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor sir, and thank you, Dipankar sir, for reading his message for us. Now, in order to introduce our guest speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I most respectfully invite Venerable Dr. Karma Sunam Palmo to introduce Venerable Paññākāra to all of us. Dr. Karma Sunam Palmo. Please.
Namo Buddhaya, Most Venerable Paññākāra, all the respected Sangha members on the dais and off the dais, all the distinguished members accompanying Venerable Paññākāra and the group, and everyone gathered here in this auditorium. It is my deepest honor to present the brief introduction of Venerable Bhikkhu Paññākāra. Although Venerable Paññākāra is known throughout the world and needs no introduction, but for the members of audience who are seeing and listening to you for the first time in this auditorium, I humbly request permission from the Venerable to offer a few words about your inspiring journey. Venerable Paññākāra is a Theravada Buddhist monk who has walked thousands of miles across continents to carry the timeless message of the Buddha on ahimsa and karuna to a world that needs it more than ever. His story begins far from the monastery. Born in Vietnam in 1981, he moved to the United States in 1997 with his family and studied at the University of Texas in Arlington. Before being ordained as a monk in 2007 and receiving full ordination in 2010, Venerable Paññākāra lived a life as a highly successful IT engineer. By all worldly measures, he had succeeded, yet seeking for deeper truth, which ultimately led him to leave his corporate career behind and dedicate his life to the realization of the Dhamma as a bhikkhu. Venerable Paññākāra serves currently as the Vice President of the Dong Dao Vipassana Bhavana Center in Texas, USA. He is also the visionary founder of the International Dhammacaktiya Project, an intensive effort dedicated to the preservation and global honor of the sacred Buddhist Tripitaka in various languages for generations to come. I was listening to his one of his podcasts, and he was telling us about this vision that he had from his visit to the Mahabodhi temple in Bodhgaya. So we would like to hear more about it if kind of this from Venerable. Today his steps resonate globally, but Venerable Paññākāra does not walk alone, as we all have heard and seen. No introduction of his peace walks would be complete without mentioning his constant companion, Aloka, a name meaning light and illumination in both Sanskrit and Pali. Aloka was once a stray dog wandering near the Kolkata airport. On day 6 of Venerable's first peace walk pilgrimage in India in May 2022, this dog began quietly following the lines of the monastics. When Aloka fell critically ill along the road, most would have just continued walking. But Venerable did not leave him behind. He stopped, he carried him in his arms and nursed him back to health. That simple, profound act of compassion forged an unbreakable bond. Later, Aloka was officially adopted by the Hongdao Monastery and then brought to the United States and has since walked thousands of miles by the Venerable monk's side. And it is a living reminder that genuine compassion recognizes no boundaries of species. Venerable Paññākāra's core philosophy is that outward peace in the world is impossible without first cultivating peace within. Recently, in April and May, Venerable took his profound peace walk back to Asia, leading deeply impactful peace walks across Sri Lanka and Thailand, drawing thousands to join them on the pavement in collective vipassana meditation. And today, during their pilgrimage to India, visiting the blessed sites of the Buddha, during their stop here at Sarnath, we are deeply honored to see you in person and listen to you and your profound Dharma teachings. Your presence reminds us that the wheel of Dharma is still actively spinning right here in the blessed surroundings of Rishipadan Rigda Sarna. Thank you, Venerable, for allowing your journey to bring you to us. Bhavatu Savamaya.
Thank you, Venerable Karma Sadan ma'am. Now, with profound respect and gratitude, I now invite Venerable Paññākāra to bless all of us with his kind words. Venerable Paññākāra.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, respected His Holiness, respected Mahasangha, Venerable monks, Venerable nuns, and distinguished guests. First of all, I would like to pay gratitude to the Institute University Board that extended the invitation to hosted us here today on our third day of visiting India. I still remember the walk for peace in United States when we concluded at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. That is the day we also received a very beautiful letter from His Holiness to acknowledge and encourage the walk for peace. And his niece, with one of the Rinpoches, also read that letter from His Holiness to the Walk for Peace team. With that connections, it's connected us all together, and now we are here in this university, in this auditorium. The first time that I heard that this is a brand new auditorium, and we happen to stand here in front of you all as an opening. And so, and then when we arrive here, we get to plant 2 Bodhi trees out there in this facility. And then when we planted the trees, we did the blessing, and then while we did that blessing, in my mind, and I thinking of these trees will be growing, especially Bodhi tree will grow very fast, and will give shade to all the beings, and as human beings as well. So that tell me that we, as a human being in this generation, we have many future generations as well to come. And we soon will become the future generation as well after we pass away and reborn again. And in living in this world, in a very fast pace, everything moving very quick, very fast. We live in division, conflict, war, and disasters is increasing every day. And we barely have a peaceful day for our life. We work really hard to have a peaceful day, but just within one minor thing happened to our life, we ruined it, we messed it up. It's very difficult to build it up, yet it's very easy to ruin it. Just one react. Within one reaction upon those things comes to our life, we mess our life up. Once we messed it up, we build the bridges for all the bad karma in the past to come to us. That is when we are overwhelmed with karma, with sufferings. And then when we overwhelmed with sufferings, we become anxiety, depression, stress, things like that. Once we get all those, then our life will gradually going down and going down and going down. Because of defilement mind is only building the bridges for the bad karma to come. We are stopping all the good deeds, stopping doing all the good deeds, and we stopping all those good karma in the past to come to us. For that reason, that is why we suffer day after day, month after month, and then year after year. We suffer just like in that we are planting and we are raising. Do we raise our kids right now that tells the futures of this country and the world? If we raise our kids with mindfulness, with loving kindness and compassion, everything will be different. But we raise our kid with anger and hatred and greedy and delusion, all those things, and they will carry on like that and live their life just like that. And they pass it on to all the people in their future generations the same way. So it all depends on us to have a better life, to have a better world or not. It all depends on us right now. If we want to have a better life, we want to have a better world, a better place for the future generation to live, we must practice mindfulness, which is the Buddha teachings that have been decades already. And many beings, many human beings who practice mindfulness and end suffering to attain the blissfulness of Nibbana already, except us. And so my question is I always question myself and question everyone around me, when are we going to end this suffering? When are we going to stop the samsara? And so when I see many kids running around, living in the rural area, and even in a booming area cities, our kids are not mindful at all. Because of everything in this world is so fast and they are chasing just like us. And we are providing them all those things that they need, which is technologies. Especially in Western world, when they have the ability to provide it to their kids, a lot of materials and technologies. Not sure about India nowadays, but I'm pretty sure those booming places, kids nowadays, they live a very good life with technologies, with materials, but then again, they are losing their memory every single day. Why do they live in losing their memories? And us, we also losing our memories. I hope that we can see this is because we could remember a lot of things by heart back then. But we can ask ourselves right now how much thing that we can remember by heart, and how difficult it is for us to study and to learn by heart. And what's the reason behind all those? It's because we are dependent on the others, we are dependent on these social media, we are dependent on technologies way too much. And we are teaching our kids the same way. That is what makes this world become so divided. Because we are living with technologies, talking with people elsewhere, but not the person in front of us, not the family members. And so the world, if moving like this, continue, I do see that the big major problem coming after. And so planting a tree just like raising the future generation. If we know how to raise them, the world will be better in the future. And that is one of our messages when we did the waffle piece. We also show people the real problem for the future generation as well. And so now I remember that back then when I lived in Vietnam, you know, when we are children, we learn very quick. We see things and we remember it, and then when we grow up, we use all that. So exactly the same, if our kids see in us interact, talk, not mindfully, in not a good way, then that is what they're going to turn into. That is what they're going to become. So I hope that in order for us to have a better world in the future, we have to start from us. Practicing mindfulness, living with compassion and loving kindness to create peace for our life, for ourselves, and our future generations. When those future generations grow up happily and peacefully and mindfully, they will definitely provide a larger, broader shade to all beings. Means they will create more peaceful society to their country, to the world. But if we are not giving them all that opportunity, they will also create something for the world, but then that is tearful. We can see there are so many kids out there, we don't know who they are, what they will become in the future, but we're pretty sure some of them will become something bigger, more powerful in the future to bring happiness to the world. Among all those kids, there will be some kids who will become somebody who will bring tears to the world. So it depends on us to build the new world, the future world, to give them that opportunity and lead them to the right direction. As the Buddha said, I have walked through this path. This path will take you to happiness and suffering, and this path will lead you to suffering. Whichever path that you walk on is your choice. And so while planting that tree, I have that in my mind that reminds me again to talk in the United States about the future generations. So I hope that all of us in this room and online, we will start raising our kids, our future generation, with kindness, compassion, and show them mindfulness, show them the role model, because they are looking up to us. We will become their role model. And the role model have to be to live peacefully and happy.
You become a very good educator. You had a good education, and also you become an engineer, and you're working in Texas University. So my question is, what inspired you to become a monk, to renunciate all these things, and then what inspired you to start this walk for peace journey? Thank you.
Thank you. My life becoming a monk is quite challenge and fun, because when I was working after I graduated, and I worked for about 2 or 3 years, and then from there I have seen so many changes in my life, in my family, and the friends around. Working in the engineering field, I tend to get a lot more attention from people, and that is the reason why people always call my name for help. And the way I live is always fulfill people's needs. And so sometimes it overwhelmed me when this side calling me, that side calling me, and things like that. And I worked really hard during that time. But then I also have friends, even though that I don't go out a lot, but I also have friends. And sometimes we have close friends. But then when come to benefits, friends become something else. It's not truthful anymore. Friends will willing to step on us to climb higher, And so that questioned me, is this life, is this real, is this something that I want? And then certainly so many problems come to my family, my father, my mother, my brother and sister, and my niece and nephew, and the people around me. Sometimes we have close friends. I see a lot of challenges, I see a lot of sufferings. And I question myself, is this the path that I really want to walk on, continue following my parents and my brother and sister? Or I want something else. I didn't have an answer at that time. When I didn't have an answer and I become stressful, I become anxiety, because that time I don't talk a lot. And then certainly one day in the heat summer, under the hot sun, I drove myself, I took off from work, and I drove myself to the Hung Dao Vipassana Bhavana Center, and I saw my teacher. He walked under the heat at 12 noon around outside at that time. And I just walked behind him, following him for a while, and then he stopped, and then he turned back and asked me, what can I help you? Automatically I respond. I say, Master, can I ordain to become a temporary? I drove myself, I took off from work. And then he smiled and he said, yes, when? I say, give me 2 weeks to arrange my work. And then he asked me, are you going to shave your head or keep your hair around outside? And I say, I want to shave it. Behind him. And then 2 weeks later, after asking for permission from my parents, and I joined the monastery, and he shaved my head, and then I became his student. He taught me and given me a book, and then teach me how to recite Pali and things like that. And after for a while, I said I have to go back to work. And then when I went home and he called me, he said, how's your life at home? I say, I'm not happy. And he asked me, would I like to come back to the temple? I say, yes. But my parents wouldn't allow me. 2 weeks later, and so time after time I asked my parents, they allowed me to go back to the temple, stay there for a while, and then after that I decided to become a monk, because this is what I really want. I don't want to go back to the normal life anymore. I don't want to walk on that path. I want to walk on this path. But what reminded me was, back then when I was still in Vietnam, when I was still young as a kid, when my parents and brothers went to work, and then I saw one of the venerable monks, a bhikkhu, wearing a red robe. My teacher, he always wear red robe. Now he just changed it today. And so he walked for arms round in front of my house. And by that time, I didn't know anything about Buddha temple, nothing. I didn't know anything about it. I just saw one of the monks walk for arms round, and he stood in front of my house, and I was wondering, who is he? What is he doing? And then I just ran in and grabbed a scoop of rice, and then I ran out, and then he opened the bowl, the lid, for me to pour the raw rice into his bowl. And then I rushed to go in to put away that can. And by that time, and then I rushed to come out again to see him. But then he already gone. I didn't see him anymore. But that was the highway. It's only one way, but I didn't see him anymore. And so that image reminds me when I met with him, with my teachers right now. And for the ordination, that image keep on popping up in my head a lot. That is one in the many things that happened to my life led me to come out again. In order for us to have all that, we have to practice mindfulness. And mindfulness is what benefited me a lot. That is the reason why I started the Walk for Peace in America. And so that image reminds me when I met with him, with my teachers right now. And for the ordination, that image keep on popping up in my head a lot. That is one in the many
Before I salute to you, I
things that
salute to your
happened to my
teacher
life
first.
led me
Has been the tradition
in
of
order for us to
the
have
Oriental
our
people,
to practice
and
mindfulness.
that too, the
Mindfulness
tradition
is
of
what
Lord Buddha and
benefited
others.
me a lot. The highway
So,
is the reason why I
saluting
started
the
the
great
Waffle
teacher,
in America. And so that
Venerable
reminds me when
Sri Ratna Therosa, and you and your all the friends who have come in this delegation. My simple
that is one
submission is not in the form of direct question, but it is a submission, and I would like to get your observation whether my submission is valid or not. But there is no any contradiction whatsoever you have submitted. The only thing is that we, the present generation, we have accepted that we are in the era of disruption in this delegation. And His Holiness also directed this institute to organize an international conference on the topic disruption, values, human values in the age of disruption. Antithetical to disruption is certainly naturality or orderliness, natural orderliness. And all along the preceding millennium, the people who were wise are wiser or the wisest. They always strived for searching out the ways and means, philosophies and pedagogy of finding the peace. I am submitting through this paper, small paper. To me, this peace is an abbreviation of 5 letters. PEACE, practicing everlasting. The people who are wise, practicing everlasting attainment of cosmic energy. And to attain that cosmic energy, we have to think along the nature to the extent of cosmos, finding the peace. Are flying through this paper. So the speed of the mind and the legs of the human being are so oriented and choice everlasting by the practicing intellectuals or the educated persons towards technology, the root of which is technique, but virtues are being ignored to the extent of cosmos. Hence, as you have walked and your teacher and others have walked, and such people of like-minded people are also walking. Would you like to recommend that we should think about walking instead of flying in the space? Intellectuals, because flying in the space will not leave the space to walk, the root of which is technique. So, I just draw your attention, as you have very beautifully submitted. There is a very popular report, what you have just referred to tangentially. The report prepared by UNESCO has the exact title, Towards Reimagining Our Common Futures Together. And there is again a parallel term, towards a new social contract. That's why. So, sir, I just draw your attention. You are the protagonist of recommending the philosophy of what you have just referred to walking. The report prepared and perhaps it is the most pertinent era when we have to at least our common discourage the galloping and space domination and indoctrination. Otherwise, human instinct.
A lot of violent situations rising, battles, wars, either it's between Ukraine and Russia or Iran versus USA and Israel. So, how do we see now the teachings of Buddha in this present scenario, the significance of the teachings of Buddha, the peace, non-violence?
the
He
galloping
is
and
going to
space
play his role
domination and indoctrination.
future also.
Otherwise, human instinct.
So that is my point. I want to know your opinion on this, your stand on this. Either it's between Israel and Russia or
I don't think we can stop all these violence. I don't think we can end the conflicts and the war. It's happened back then, way back there, and then the world be able to live at peace for a while, and then it started to go back to that old days of fighting because of powers, because of materialities and all those things. So I don't think this world ever going to be completely without violence. I don't think, but because of that reason, we can end. That is why we took on that walk for peace, to raise awareness to the people who willing to stay silent, who willing to pause for a moment and to stop. Go back to that old days. If they be able to pause and stop, look back within, they will find peace for themselves. Once they have peace for themselves, they will start to spread it out for their family members and friends and their neighbors. What it means is, when that amount of people already have peace, already practice to have peace, and they live with peace, means this world will eliminate a group of people who initially they could bring more harmful things to the world. Now they stop doing all that because they found something is more important than all that, which is peace. And they are practicing peace, to get peace, to gain peace every day. And if we be able to pass out, to spread out just like that, that is why I share the message, say, every day in the morning, when we get up, this world will, if we let our mind wandering around, then it will automatically pick up all the trash to chew it over and over. What all the trash bring? Trash means all those defilement minds, all those bad habits, old habits, all those unhappy things, undesirable things in life. It will pick up and think it over and over. Once the mind is picking up all those thoughts, and it will think over and over, that is when we are overwhelmed with unwholesome thoughts, and then we become depression, stress, things like that. Instead of letting our mind be vacant, letting our mind picking up all those stress, we should do something. Give ourselves a chance to do something better, which is getting a pen and a paper out. Write down the statement, say, today is going to be my peaceful day. Just get a pen and a paper, write out, today is going to be my peaceful day. If you be able to focus while you writing that, the mind is thinking today, the hand is writing. The mind is thinking today is going to be a peaceful day, while pairing with our hand to write out that message. And then after we write that down, we read it using our eyes, pairing with our mind to read that statement, today is going to be my peaceful day, silently in our head. And after that, we read it out loud. Today is going to be my peaceful day. To tell the universe that today is my peaceful day. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. And I mean it. I mean it. Today is going to be my peaceful day. And I tell the whole universe that it's my day. So I would not mess it up. I would not let anybody to mess it up, because it's very difficult for me to do that, to have that day. And so we have been spreading hate, anger, delusion, greedy to the universe everywhere. The next neighbor, the whole nation, and the whole world repeating the same message, today is going to be my peaceful day. With just that energy alone, it will radiate it throughout this universe, so all beings will receive the benefits of it. That is the message that I want to share. That is the message that I want to promote Instead of letting people go into war, instead of letting people keep thinking about fighting for peace, now we work for peace, just building peace within our practice every day. Thank you. Today is going to be my peaceful day. We are running out of time, so thank you so much for having us here today. Thank you, all venerable monks and nuns. And thank you all distinguished guests for having us here and have a really warm welcome. And may you all be well, be happy, and be peaceful. And hopefully we will see each other again in the near future. Sadhu, for peace, just building peace within our practice every day. Thank you. Today is going to be my peaceful day. We are running out of time, so thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you,
for your enlightening
all venerable
and
monks and
inspiring
nuns.
discourse.
And thank you all distinguished
Venerable, you
guests
have
for having us here and have a really warm welcome.
asked a very valid
And may
question for all of us
may
to
you all
ask
be well, be happy,
ourselves.
be peaceful, and
That is
hopefully
how we are
will see
nurturing
each
and
other
raising
in
our
the near
kids
future.
will decide the future of
For peace, just
our family, society, nation, and society.
every day. Thank you.
Your reflections have deepened our understanding
We
of
are
Buddha
running out of
teaching
time,
and reminded
so
us for
thank you
importance
so
of
much for
mindfulness,
having us here
compassion,
today.
and wisdom in our
Thank you,
personal and collective lives.
venerable monks and
We are
nuns.
grateful for the precious
And
insights
thank
you have
all
shared with us
distinguished
today.
guests
We are
for
now
having us here
in doubt,
and
no doubt, indebted
warm
to you.
welcome.
Asked a very valid
And
question for all of us
may
to
you all
ask.
be well.
As we approach the conclusion of this memorable program, I invite respectfully to Dr. Himanshu Pandey, the Deputy Registrar of the Institute, to propose the formal vote of thanks for all of you. That your reflections have deepened our understanding of Buddha teaching and reminded us for importance of mindfulness, compassion, and
Most
wisdom
Venerable
in our
Bhikkhu
personal and collective lives.
Ratnaguna
We are
Theruji,
grateful for the precious insights you have
Most
shared
Venerable
with us
Bhikkhu
today.
Paññākāra
We are now
Theruji,
in doubt,
Venerable
no
members
doubt,
of the
indebted to
Sanghas,
you. Asked a very
distinguished
valid
guests,
question for all of us.
fellow
As
practitioners,
we approach the
ladies
conclusion
and
of this
gentlemen.
memorable program,
On the behalf
I
of
invite
everyone gathered here today,
respectfully
I
Dr.
rise with a
Himanshu
deep
Pandey,
gratitude
the
to
Deputy
offer
Registrar of
our
the Institute,
profound
to propose
thanks
the
to
formal
you
vote
all.
of thanks for all of you.
Venerable Paññākāra Theruji especially, for your enlightening and deeply moving teaching on peace. Whenever your message reminds us that true peace is not merely an abstract ideal, but a daily practice. You have shown us that the compassion and mindfulness are the true antidotes to anger and suffering in our modern world. We respect your boundless compassion and the incredible dedication you have shown. From your historic barefoot pilgrimages across the globe to your unwavering advocacy for all living beings, you are the Walk for Peace team have physically and spiritually walked the talk of loving kindness. May you and all the monks on your walk continue to be well, happy and protected by the triple gem. May your noble mission of spreading peace and compassion touch countless more lives. On the behalf of our institute, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Most Venerable Ratnaguna Theruji for sparing the time to grace us with your benign presence. My heartfelt thanks also goes to revered delegation of monks participating in the Global Peace Walk, accompanied by Aloka, the symbol of peace, whose presence beautifully reflects the universal value of compassion, friendship, and harmony among all the living beings. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the distinguished members of the Global Peace Walk delegation for their enthusiastic participation and for making this occasion so memorable. I express our deepest gratitude to the Bhikkhu Sangha from the different vihar of the Sarnath for sparing the time to grace this very occasion. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our beloved Registrar Madam Dr. Sunita Chandra, of this institute for her guidance and support to organize this teaching program. On the behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my deepest gratitude and thanks to all the distinguished guests, especially Professor Harikesh Singh Ji, Dr. Avdesh Kumar Ji from Banaras Hindu University, Mr. Ashok Kapoor from Intel, Shri B.N. Dubey Ji, the great industrialist of Varanasi, Dr. Brijesh Singh, I would like to extend my for their benign presence. I extend my sincere thanks to the media personals for their presence to cover these activities, to cover all these activities of the event. I also extend my love and affection to all the kids sitting at the back of this auditorium who has participated in this teaching program to learn the values of compassion and harmony. Lot of loves to Mriganka, Yashashvi, Tenjing and O. I do extend my warmest thanks to all the support teams, volunteers and everyone who has made this beautiful gathering possible. Thank you all so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To cover all these activities of the event. I also extend my love and affection to all the kids sitting at the back of this auditorium who has participated
As we conclude
in this
today's program, let us carry forward the valuable teachings and inspirations received from Venerable Paññākāra and his team, and strive to cultivate wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness in our daily lives. On behalf of the entire Church Assembly, I express our sincere gratitude to Venerable Paññākāra for gracing this occasion, and to all participants for their presence and active participation. May the blessings of Triple Gem guide us on the path of peace, harmony, and mindfulness. Now I request Venerable Dr. Dava Sepa and his students, and also with the monks present here, to offer the Pranidhan, the closing prayer of this memorial lecture. On behalf of the entire Church Assembly, I express our sincere gratitude to Venerable Paññākāra for gracing this occasion, and to all participants for their presence. May the blessings of Triple Gem guide us on the path of peace, harmony, and mindfulness. Now I request Venerable Dr. Dava Sepa and his students, and also with the monks present here, to offer the Pranidhan, the closing prayer on behalf of the entire Thank you to all present here. Now I request Madam to permit us to close this event. Thank you so Thank you to all present here. Now I request Madam to permit us to close this event. Thank you so all present here. Now I request Madam to permit us to close this event.
May you all be well, be happy, be peaceful. All right, guys, we are going to close the live stream right now. We'll be back maybe tonight or today. May you all be well, be happy, and be peaceful. And let today be your peaceful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.